Hello all, welcome back to our channel, and today we are going to discuss maximum possible extra question answers from chapter 3, that is fiber to fabric. So let's start. Cotton objects made from cotton wool are dash dash and dash. So I'll speak the blanks first so you can think about the answer and then you can check the answers. So I'll speak one question twice. Object. So first was objects made from cotton wool are dash dash and dash. So you can write 2 or 3. So what is the answer? That the objects made from cotton wool are pillows, quilts, mattresses and candle wicks. Then cotton bolls burst open after dash. So cotton bolls burst open after maturing. Cotton fields look like a field covered with dash. Cotton field look like a field covered with snow. Gandhiji encouraged people to wear dash. The answer is khadi. And shun imported cloth made in the mills of dash. So he asked people to shun imported cloth made in the mills of Britain. What step was taken by Indian government to promote khadi? So the Indian government constituted a body called Khadi and Village Industries Commission in 1956 to popularize and promote khadi. Now this is a bit of revision that how is spinning done. The spinning is done by 3 methods. First is hand spindle or takli and second is charkha. These are hand operated devices of spinning and the third is spinning machines. Okay, so these are used on a small scale. This is used on a large scale. Spinning machines are used for spinning on large scale. How is weaving done? Weaving is done on looms, and looms can be of 2 types, hand looms or power looms. So hand looms on small scale and power looms on large scale. How is knitting done? Knitting is done by 2 methods, knitting needles on a small scale, which we do with hand, or by knitting machines on large scale. Now the next one. Examples of knitted fabric. Give one example. So we can say socks or sweater or gloves, anything. Outer covering of coconut is called dash. So outer covering of coconut is called coir. What is it used to make? So coir is used to make mats, ropes or bags and many other things. So you can write 1 or 2 examples. In ancient times, dash, dash or dash were twisted together into long strands. So ancient time means early man क्या करता था? To twist together. किसको twist करके long strands बनाता था? So that was vines, animal fleece or hair. Early Indians wore fabrics made of dash. So early Indians, जो हमारे पुराने Indians थे, किसके fabrics पहनते थे? They used to wear fabrics made of cotton, and this cotton used to grow near the river Dash. So this cotton used to grow near the river Ganga. Apart from jute and cotton, dash is also a plant that gives natural fiber. So in this chapter we have studied in detail about cotton and jute, but there is one more natural fiber, and the name of what is the name of that plant which gives that natural fiber? That plant is flax. And which fiber it gives? So that fiber is linen. When did stitching began? Stitching began with the invention of sewing needle. उससे पहले stitching होती ही नहीं थी. Next is cotton is important industrial plant. Is this true or false? So this is true. This is T written here. Cotton plants need cold climate. This is false. We have studied that it needs warm climate. Then alluvial soil is best for cotton. This is false because we know that black soil is best for cotton and alluvial soil is best for growing jute. Now name synthetic fibers. So you can give 3 examples. You can think over it, and my answers are nylon, polyester and acrylic. Just in case you're not able to think of the answers fast, in that case you can pause the video and think over it, and then you can have a look at the answer. Number of yarns used in weaving. So the answer is that in weaving 2 sets of yarns are used. And number of yarns used in knitting. The answer is that in knitting 1 set of yarn is used. Devices for weaving. So answer is that for weaving the devices used are hand looms or power operated looms. Now what are the devices used for spinning? So the devices used for spinning are hand spindle or takli or charkha, and the last is spinning machine. Right time to cut or harvest jute plant. So what is the right time? The right time is at the flowering stage. 2 products which are obtained by weaving twigs and grass. So twigs और grass को early man या ancient man use करके क्या बनाते थे? The answer is mats and baskets. Hand operated devices for spinning. Spinning के लिए कौन से hand operated devices use होते हैं? Takli or hand spindle and charkha. Then the color of cotton plant flowers is pinkish white. It's written wrong. And the color of jute plant flowers is yellow. Then 2 types of fibers are natural fiber and synthetic fiber. A dash is made up of yarns arranged together. So listen carefully. Dash is made up of yarns arranged together. So the answer is a fabric is made up of yarns arranged together. Now next is a fabric is a dash piece. So a fabric is a continuous piece. A fabric is made up of dash arranged together. So a fabric is made up of yarn arranged together. Yarn can be split into dash. So yarn can be split into fibers. Alright, so there is a correction here. Color of cotton plant flowers is white, and color of, if they ask color of jute plant flowers, that is yellow. Okay, so cotton plant के जो flowers आते हैं वो white color के आते हैं, white और whitish pink color. एंड जो जूट प्लांट के फ्लावर्स आते हैं दोज आर ऑफ येलो कलर्स. Alright, now yarns can be split into dash. So yarns can be split into fibers. Fibers are made up of dash. Fibers are made up of yarns, and yarns are further made up of dash. Yarns are further made up of fibers. Plant fibers are dash and dash. So we know plant fibers are jute and cotton. Animal fibers are dash and dash. Animal fibers are wool and silk. Wool is obtained from the hair of dash, dash and dash. अब wool किस एनिमल के हेयर से मिलती है? तो पॉइंट टू बी नोटेड हेयर इज हेयर. सो हेयर को किस की मिलती है? गोट, शीप एंड कैमल. एंड वूल इज ऑब्टेन फ्रॉम द फ्लीस ऑफ. किसकी फ्लीस से मिलती है? गोट एंड शीप. ठीक है. सो दीज टू वर्ड्स आर यूज्ड इन योर NCERT बुक, दैट वूल इज ऑब्टेन फ्रॉम द हेयर ऑफ. So these two words are used, that wool is obtained from the hair of which animals and wool is obtained from the fleece of which animals. So you can see here it is mentioned that wool is obtained from the fleece. किसकी fleece से मिलती है? sheep और goat की. और कौन से animal के hair से मिलती है? rabbits, yak and camels. ठीक है. So wool is obtained from the hair of rabbits, yak and camel, and wool is obtained from the fleece of sheep and goat. Now silk fiber is obtained from dash. So silk fiber is obtained from cocoon of dash, cocoon of silkworm. So the spelling is WORM. In ancient times, which fibers were available? तो ancient times में कौन से fibers available थे? Natural fibers, क्योंकि तब synthetic fibers तो आते ही नहीं थे. Synthetic fibers have been made since last dash years only. So synthetic fibers have been made in last 100 years only. पिछले 100 सालों से आए हैं synthetic fibers. Then the next question is, use of single yarn to make fabric is called dash. So use of single yarn is to make fabric is knitting. Using two sets of yarns to make fabric is dash. Using two sets of yarns to make fabric is weaving. Devices used to weave fibers are dash. They are looms. Types of looms are hand looms and power operated looms. What did people wear in Stone Age? So people used to wear, there are 4 points, bark of trees or big leaves of trees or animal skins or animal fur. Clothes are made up of fabric. Cotton plants need dash climate. So cotton plants need warm climate. Dash soil, black soil. Dash rainfall, moderate rainfall. Separation of cotton seeds from cotton fibers from the seeds is called dash. So the answer is ginning. In villages, the cloth is woven on small scale. So in this type of sentence, you have to be very careful that cloth is woven. तो यहाँ weaving के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं, तो villages में small scale पे क्या use होगा? Handlooms. ठीक है. यहाँ पे generally people can get confused spinning में. Like here, it is mentioned charkha or takli, which is wrong. Country which invented cotton clothing is our very own India. When we burn wool, why do we get the smell of hair bum? Because, so what is the answer? Ki when we burn wool, why do we get the smell of hair bum? Because the wool is made of animal hair or fleece. States in which jute is cultivated. So what are the name of the states? That is Assam, Bihar and West Bengal. Method used to harvest cotton bolls from the plants. कि cotton bolls को cotton के plant से कैसे harvest किया जाता है या कैसे separate किया जाता है? So the answer is hand picking. Type of soil best for cotton is black soil. Type of soil best for jute is alluvial soil. Jute is cultivated in dash season, rainy season. Jute is harvested in dash stage, that is flowering stage. Jute is used to make dash, dash and dash. So you can write ropes, mats, sacks, bags, etc. Two simple devices used for spinning are charkha and second is takli or hand spindle. Who made charkha popular? Gandhi ji. And when? So he made it popular during independence movement. Where were cotton and flax plants cultivated in ancient Egypt? So cotton and flax plants were cultivated in ancient Egypt near the river Nile. Or the question can be other ways, that which plants were cultivated in ancient Egypt? So you will say cotton and flax plants, and where were they cultivated? Near the river Nile. To grow cotton, fields require dash rainfall. The answer is moderate rainfall. In dash, two sets of yarns are woven together. In weaving, two sets of yarns are woven together. To make fabrics, all the fibers are first connected to make dash. To make yarns. Rearing of silkworms to obtain silk is called sericulture. Twisted bundles of continuous fibers are called dash. So the answer is yarns. Removing of cotton seeds from its fibers is called ginning. Two processes to make fabric are weaving and knitting. Now the factors on which clothing depends. तो एक region की clothing किस पे depend करेगी? That what is the climate of the place? वहाँ का soil, rainfall कैसी है? Climate कैसा है? उस पर हमारा type of clothes which we wear वो depend करेगा. And others can be, other can also be like culture. वहाँ का culture कैसा है? But basic reasons are कि climate कैसा है वहाँ पे, soil, rainfall कैसी है. From where wool is obtained? So if this question comes as a one word, then you can say sheep or goat. Basically sheep से मिलती है. But if this question comes in 2 marks or 3 marks, then you have to write that wool is obtained from the hair of rabbits, which we read here. That wool is obtained from the hair of rabbits, yak and camels, and wool is obtained, this will be the first point and this can be the second point, that wool is obtained from the fleece of sheep or goat. Then what is the golden fiber? Jute is a golden fiber. Why? Because it is brown and shiny. Name the cheapest natural fiber. So the cheapest natural fiber is jute. In which category of fibers are nylon, rayon, acrylic and polyester categorized? So the answer is synthetic fibers. Which process is used to pick cotton balls from plants? So the answer is hand picking. Cotton fibers from cotton bolls. So process which is used to obtain cotton fibers from cotton bolls is combing and ginning, or otherwise you can write ginning because ginning includes combing also. Then two properties of silk fiber are, number one, it is soft and strong. It can be worn in any season. It shrinks when it burns, but it does not melt on burning. Animal fiber obtained from the hair of goats is wool. Process of twisting the cotton fibers to make yarn is spinning. Soft fabric that has air spaces and can absorb sweat is cotton. And cotton is obtained from cotton plants. Process of making fabric from yarn is weaving or spinning. So there are two processes. The next small questions can be, plant fibers are obtained from jute and cotton. Animal fibers are wool and silk. Then from which part of the plant cotton is obtained? So we can say that cotton is obtained from the fruit of the cotton plant, which is called cotton bolls. Then from which part of the plant jute is obtained? So jute is obtained from the stem of the jute plant. Then name the items which are made of coconut fiber. So we know that coconut fiber is made of coir, and with the coconut fiber we can make ropes, mats, mattresses, bags, etc. Sacks are made from jute. So you can say ropes, mats, mattresses. Okay. Then silk fiber is obtained from the stem, which is false. Weaving of yarn makes a piece of fabric, it is true. Process of removing seed from cotton is called ginning, that is true. Jute is the outer covering of coconut, this is false because we know that outer covering of coconut is coir and not jute. Jute is obtained from the jute plant. Spinning is a process of making fibers, this is false. Yarn is made from fiber, this is true. Now next is that define spinning. So spinning is a process of making yarn from fiber. If this comes in 1 mark, then this is sufficient. Otherwise you can add the remaining portion that spinning is done on a small scale with charkha or hand spindle or takli, and on large scale it is done on spinning machines. Then what is combing? So combing is a process of separating seeds from cotton fibers on small scale with a comb. Then what is retting? The process of letting jute stems rot in standing water to separate jute fibers from the sticky gum. So this process is called retting. Why do we prefer to wear synthetic clothes in rainy season? So we prefer to wear synthetic clothes in rainy season because they are non-porous. Non-porous means कि synthetic clothes में pores नहीं होते. So they do not absorb water and hence they dry quickly. Why do we wear cotton clothes during summer? So we wear cotton clothes during summer because they are porous. Porous means that they have pores. So they have pores or holes through which air can pass, and hence they help to keep our body cool, airy and ventilated. Then why do we wear woolen clothes in winters? We wear woolen clothes in winters because the wool traps air between its fibers and hence it makes our body feel warm in winters. Now what did early people wear? So early people used to wear, there are 4 things: bark of trees or big leaves of trees or animal skins or fur. Now what are looms? Looms are the devices which are used to make fabric from yarn by interlocking them, that is interlocking the yarns horizontally, which is called weft, and vertically, which is called warp. Then looms are of 2 types: hand operated looms and power operated looms. What is yarn made up of? So yarn is made up of many fibers twisted together. After collection of cotton balls, which process is taken up? Ginning. Which part of jute plant is used to get jute? That is stem. Name the thin strands that make up yarns. So the answer is thin strands are called fibers. The next question is, name the pieces of fabrics which are used as unstitched even today. So pieces of fabrics which are used as unstitched even today are sari, dhoti, turban, bed covers, bed sheets, etc. Right? The next is that what is the difference between weaving and spinning? So weaving, in order to differentiate, you can write it this way. Weaving, it is a process of making a fabric using 2 sets of yarns on looms horizontally or vertically. This you can add depending on how many marks of the question is. And spinning is a process of making yarn from the fibers with the help of hand spindle or takli and charkha and even spinning machines on a large scale. So this is called spinning. So you have to write it very carefully because spinning से क्या बनता है हमारा yarn fiber से, weaving से क्या बनता है fabric from yarn. ठीक है, तो generally people when this difference comes, they mix this spinning with the knitting. So they write the definition of knitting. I hope you're understanding my point. So spinning, you have to very carefully think and then write the definition. Then another short questions. Animal fibers obtained from the hair of goats, wool. Process of twisting cotton fibers to make yarn is spinning. Soft fabric that has air spaces and can absorb sweat and is obtained from the plant fibers is called cotton. Process of making fabric with yarn running vertically and horizontally is called weaving. So here the question can be that yarn running vertically is called warp. So this has already been explained in the previous video. where we had explained the entire chapter, and the yarn which is interlocking is done horizontally. That process is called weft. A number of fibers twisted together forms yarn. Silk thread is obtained from silkworm. Process of letting jute stem rot in standing water to separate jute fibers is called retting. Fruit of the cotton plant is called cotton bolls. Machines used to make fabric by weaving the yarn are looms. Very thin strands that make up yarns are called fibers. Then there can be fill-ups. Jute fibers are obtained from the dash of the jute plant, so stem. Dash is a natural fiber, you can write wool or jute or cotton, and dash is a man-made fiber, nylon, polyester, acrylic, anything. Wool traps dash between its fibers air. In dash, single yarn is used to make a piece of cloth. So in spinning, single yarn is used. Soaking of jute plant in water is called retting. To grow cotton, fields require dash rainfall, that is moderate. In dash, 2 sets of yarns are woven. So in weaving, 2 sets of yarns are woven. To make fabrics, all fibers are first connected into yarns. Rearing of silkworms to obtain silk is called sericulture. Twisted bundles of continuous fibers are called yarns. Then cotton grows in which soil? Black soil. And in what type of climate? Warm climate. Removing of cotton seeds from its fibers is called ginning. Then how has science helped us in the field of modern clothing? So we can write in early days, stitching was not known. People used to drape the fabric around different parts of their body. With the invention of sewing needles, people started stitching fabrics to make clothes. Stitched clothes have also gone through many variations since this invention. Then what are looms? So we have already discussed that looms are the devices which are used to interlock the fabric horizontally and vertically. Name and explain its stages. So its types. So the types of looms are hand looms, that is hand operated looms. They are the simple machines. And then power operated looms which are used on a large scale. Then what is spinning and how is it done? So spinning, the definition first, it is the process of making yarns from fibers. Then the process of spinning is, in this process, fibers from the mass cotton wool are drawn out and twisted continuously, which bring the fibers together to form fabric. To form yarn hona chahiye. They are twisted to form yarn. Hand spindle or takli, it is a simple hand operated device used for spinning on the small scale. Charkha is the same simple device which is used for spinning on small scale. And then spinning machines, they are the devices which is used for spinning on the large scale. Now once the yarn is ready, then it is woven into fabric. The next is, what is the difference between weaving and knitting? So we can write it this way also, that weaving is done on looms which can be hand operated or power operated, and knitting is done with a pair of knitting needles or on knitting machines. Then in weaving, 2 sets of yarns are interlocked vertically, which is called warp, and horizontally, which is called weft, whereas in knitting only single yarn is used to make a fabric. And the 1 point more difference can be of definition, okay, which we have already discussed earlier. Then where does cotton wool come from? Cotton wool is grown in fields. Cotton plants are mainly grown at places having black soil and warm climate. The fruits of cotton plant is called cotton bolls, which are about the size of the lemon. After maturing, the cotton bolls burst open and the seeds covered with the cotton fibers are handpicked from the fields. Now what is ginning? So ginning is a process of separating cotton seeds from the cotton fibers by combing. So this point is very important. Here you have to mention combing se separate karte hain aur is pure process ko hum ginning kehte hain. Then ginning is done in 2 ways, by combing, that is by hand, which is a traditional method, and by ginning machines, which is a modern method. Then what is fiber? So thin strands of threads which are made up of still thinner strands are called fibers. What is yarn? Yarn is made by twisting many fibers together. What is a fabric? A fabric is made by many yarns put together. These are of various varieties like cotton, wool, silk, etc. Or you can write, what are fibers? And name and explain different types of fibers. So yarns are made from still thinner strands which are called fibers. There are 2 types of fibers, natural and synthetic. Then you have to explain natural fibers, that is the fibers which are obtained from plants and animals. For example, cotton and jute are natural plant fibers, and silk and wool are natural animal fibers. Then synthetic fibers that are made from chemicals and are not obtained from plants and animals are called synthetic fibers. So their example is NPA, nylon, polyester, acrylic, etc. So this is the last sheet. The process of running the yarn vertically in weaving is called warp. Then process of running the yarn horizontally is called weft. Number of fibers twisted together forms yarn. Silk thread is obtained from silkworm. Process of letting jute stem rot is called, तो jute stem का क्या process होता है? Retting. Fruit of cotton plant is called cotton bolls. Machines used to weave yarn, they are called looms. Very thin strands, बहुत सारे thin strands को क्या बोला जाता है? That make up yarn are fibers. Jute is obtained from the stem of the jute plant. Dash is a natural fiber. You can write any cotton, jute, wool. Man-made fiber, any NPA में से nylon, polyester, acrylic, anything. Wool traps air between the fibers. Then soaking of jute plant in water is called retting. So these are the maximum possible questions that we have discussed from this chapter. If you like this video, please do share it with your friends, and please do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.